Let's be honest. Sometimes our dogs drive us absolutely crazy. They ignore us, they steal things, they dig holes, and sometimes they stare at us like we're the weird ones. It's easy to label these things as bad behavior, but what if I told you that a lot of those frustrating habits actually mean your dog is really smart? Yep, that's right. Some of the things you think are naughty might actually be signs that your dog's brain is working overtime. They're thinking, problem solving, and sometimes even outsmarting you. And you don't even realize it. So in this video, we're breaking down 12 bad dog behaviors that actually mean your pup is a genius. Stick around till the end, because some of these are going to completely change the way you see your dog. 1. Ignoring commands. You tell your dog to sit or come here, and they just look at you like they're processing data in their head. You repeat yourself, and they keep staring. It's infuriating, right? But here's the truth. When dogs don't respond immediately, it doesn't always mean they're being disobedient. Sometimes it means they're thinking. Smart dogs don't just act automatically. They evaluate the situation first. They think, do I really need to sit right now? Is there a reason for this command? That pause, you see, it's their brain analyzing before reacting. This kind of problem solving is actually a huge sign of intelligence. They're not blindly following. They're making decisions. It's like having a kid who questions everything instead of just saying, okay. It's not defiance, it's thoughtfulness. 2. Stealing things and running away. If you've ever had your dog grab a sock, shoe, or even your TV remote and bolt off like a thief in the night, congratulations, you've got a smart dog. Dogs who steal aren't just being mischievous, they've figured out how to get your attention instantly. You might not notice them sitting quietly, but the second they snatch your slipper, boom, you're up, chasing them, talking to them, focused completely on them. That's exactly what they wanted. Clever dogs learn that stealing something equals guaranteed interaction. It's their way of saying, hey, notice me. They're not obsessed with the object. They're obsessed with you. And they've learned the fastest way to get your focus. So instead of thinking, ugh, my dog is such a brat, realize that they've actually outsmarted you a little. They've learned how to manipulate your attention, which is a pretty genius move. 3. Destroying toys or furniture. You bring home a brand new toy, and within 5 minutes, it's in shreds. Or maybe your dog has taken a special interest in redecorating your living room cushions. This can feel like chaos, but behind that destruction is curiosity. Smart dogs get bored easily, and they love exploring how things work. Tearing apart a toy isn't about being bad. It's about investigation. They want to know what's inside, what makes it squeak, and how their actions change it. It's similar to how smart toddlers pull apart their toys to see what's inside. They're exploring cause and effect. If your dog constantly destroys toys, it means their brain needs more stimulation. Try puzzle feeders, tougher chew toys, or games that challenge their mind. They're not destructive. They're just mentally active and craving something more interesting. 4. Barking at everything. The mailman. The neighbor's car. A leaf that dared to move. If your dog barks at everything, you might think they're just annoying or overprotective, but it's actually a sign of awareness. Dogs with sharp senses and quick minds are often more reactive to their environment. They notice things most other dogs ignore. When they bark, they're not always being rude. They're alerting you, analyzing new sounds, and processing what's happening around them. In a way, their barking means their brain is constantly scanning, observing, and making decisions about potential threats or changes. It's the mind of a watchdog, not a bad dog. Of course, you can teach them to bark less, but don't miss the compliment hiding inside that noisy habit. Your dog is sharp, alert, and incredibly aware. 5. Breaking rules when you're not looking. You leave the room for 2 minutes, and suddenly, your dog is on the couch. Or maybe they've raided the trash the moment you turned your back. Sound familiar? That's not rebellion. That's strategy. Dogs that break rules only when you're gone are showing something called situational learning. They figured out the difference between when you're here and when you're not. They understand timing, consequences, and how to read your cues. That's next level intelligence. It's like a kid who knows not to eat the cookie in front of you, but will absolutely sneak one when you're in another room. They've learned to manage risk. So yes, it's annoying, but it's also incredibly smart. Your dog is basically running little experiments on how far they can go. 6. Digging holes. If your backyard looks like a minefield, don't panic. Your dog isn't trying to ruin your landscaping. They're problem solving. Dogs dig for several reasons: to find cooler ground, to hide something, to explore smells, or simply to entertain themselves. But here's where it gets interesting. Dogs that dig strategically, like in shaded areas or near certain scents, are showing strong instinctive intelligence. They're not digging randomly. They're doing it with purpose. They've learned that certain actions lead to specific outcomes. So instead of scolding them, give that curiosity a productive outlet, like a designated digging box or hiding toys for them to find. You'll be amazed at how focused and clever they can be when given a job. 7. Herding kids, pets, or even you. Ever notice your dog trying to guide people or other pets around the house? Maybe they nudge you toward the door, circle the kids, or bark when everyone's moving too fast. That's not them being bossy. It's their natural intelligence kicking in. Herding behavior shows strong instincts for leadership and order. It takes awareness, focus, and understanding of group movement. When a dog herds, they're trying to organize chaos. They're saying, "I got this. Everyone, follow me." Even if your dog isn't a herding breed, this behavior means they're observant and want to keep everyone together and safe. It's leadership, not dominance, and it takes a smart brain to pull it off. 8. Staring at you constantly. You're just sitting there, minding your own business, and your dog is staring straight into your soul. No blinking, just staring. It can feel weird, but that intense gaze is a major sign of intelligence and emotional understanding. Dogs who make strong eye contact are analyzing your every move. They're studying your body language, your tone, your energy. They're trying to predict what's about to happen, whether it's walk time, dinner, or a mood shift. That stare is their way of reading you like a book. Dogs who do this are emotionally connected and highly observant. They pick up on subtle cues faster than most people do. So the next time your dog locks eyes with you, don't get creeped out. Take it as a compliment. They're in tune with you on a deep level. 9. Being bossy or demanding attention. Your dog barks at you when they want something. They paw your leg, whine, or push their toy into your lap like, "Hey human, let's go." It's easy to call that demanding or spoiled, but what's really happening is communication. Smart dogs learn very quickly how to get your attention and express their needs. They realize their actions create responses. They're not just waiting around. They're taking initiative. That's problem solving and social awareness rolled into one. Your dog has basically learned a language, their own, and they're using it to talk to you. That's not being bratty. That's being emotionally intelligent. When you recognize that, you'll start to see those annoying behaviors as conversation attempts. Your dog's not trying to control you. They're trying to connect with you. 10. Acting bored during training. You're in the middle of training, repeating the same sit and stay commands, and your dog looks at you like, "Really? Again?" It can feel like they don't care, but that boredom is actually a sign of high intelligence. Smart dogs pick up basic commands fast. Once they understand something, they need new challenges or they lose interest. That's why some dogs seem unmotivated during training. They're not being lazy, they're just bored out of their minds. They want puzzles, variety, and activities that make them think. Try agility courses, hide and seek, scent work, or teaching complex tricks. The more mentally stimulated your dog is, the happier and better behaved they'll be. So if your dog zones out during training, don't be mad, be proud. You've got a fast learner on your hands. 11. Refusing to eat sometimes. You put your dog's food down, and instead of diving in like usual, they just sniff it, look at you, and walk away. Maybe they eat a little, maybe not at all, and immediately you start worrying. But here's the interesting part. Dogs who sometimes refuse food aren't always being picky. They might actually be making a choice. Highly intelligent dogs learn quickly that eating isn't just about hunger. It's part of a routine, part of how they interact with their humans. Some dogs pause to see what you'll do. Will you change the food? Add something tastier. Pay attention to them. That pause shows awareness. It means your dog understands patterns and outcomes, that their actions influence your behavior. Other times, it's a form of environmental awareness. Smart dogs can sense changes. Maybe something smells off. Maybe they've noticed a new food bowl or scent nearby. They process information before acting, even when it comes to eating. So, while it can be frustrating, a dog that skips a meal now and then isn't necessarily fussy. They're perceptive. They're paying attention to details you might not even notice. Of course, always check with your vet if it happens often. But when it's occasional, It's usually not stubbornness. It's smarts. 12. Escaping or finding ways out. Now, this one might sound like pure mischief. Your dog somehow manages to sneak out of the yard, open the gate, or find the one weak spot in the fence you didn't even know existed. Before you panic, let's look at what's really going on here. Your dog is showing high-level problem-solving skills. Dogs who figure out how to open latches, squeeze through tiny gaps, or push doors open aren't just lucky. They're thinkers. They observe, test, and learn through trial and error. Every time they try something new, pawing at the latch, nudging the gate, watching how it moves, they're using logic. It's like a furry little scientist running experiments. This kind of escape artist behavior usually comes from curiosity and intelligence combined. They want to explore, to see what's beyond the boundary, to engage their senses. So while it's important to keep them safe and secure, remember, the reason they're escaping isn't rebellion. It's that their brain craves adventure and challenge. You can channel that same curiosity in safer ways, like agility training, hide and seek, or scent games. That way, your dog can use their problem-solving skills without giving you a heart attack. So, the next time your dog ignores you, chews something up, or breaks a rule, take a step back and think about what's really going on. Maybe, just maybe, your dog isn't being bad. They're being brilliant. They're problem-solving, thinking, testing, and learning about their world. And you just happen to be part of their grand experiment. When you start recognizing these behaviors as signs of intelligence, everything changes. You stop seeing your dog as naughty and start seeing them as the clever, curious, emotionally aware creature they truly are. So go ahead, celebrate that clever chaos. Because behind every bad dog moment, there's usually a little genius at work. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more fun dog psychology content, and let me know in the comments, which one of these behaviors does your dog have? You might just realize you're living with a furry little Einstein.